Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast. My name is Ari and I am the host of this podcast. Before I get into this episode of the book I'm going to be reviewing today, I just want to give a little apology and also backstory of why I was not present on my Instagram or really anywhere, especially not here on my podcast, for the whole month of January. So the reasoning for this is because the first week of January, I was actually going to give myself that week off. After Christmas and after the holidays and getting out of like school breaks or actually getting back into school, I was like, I'm gonna give myself the first week off, at least the first week off of posting. My plan was to still record and kind of try to get ahead a little bit more than I already was. So that was my plan. Although when I sat down to record, my microphone and my laptop, something was not working. Also my editing software and my recording software, it just was not working. It needed a super long update, and then after the update, everything just started crashing. So that took the whole first week. The second week, I started college courses because I am in high school and I'm doing dual credit college courses or college credit courses, whatever it's called. And that it didn't pile up on me. I did not get behind, but it was a lot of work. It was a lot of reading the textbooks, and this being my first time taking any college courses, it was a little overwhelming and I kind of just focused on that. So that was a big thing. And then the next week, me and my family all got sick with COVID-19. So I'm still actually recovering from COVID. I think I'm still sick with COVID, honestly, but I'm feeling pretty much back to normal. So that is why it took me so long to record and get these episodes out. So my apologies for that. I'm feeling better now, and it's been so long since I recorded. It feels so weird to be back here recording, but I'm also just super excited, and I think I have so much energy, so much more energy because I took such a long accidental break. But I think that actually helped me mentally. I'm here now and I'm ready to record amazing content for you guys. I have so many amazing books scheduled for this year, so I'm super excited about that. Also, let's take a second to talk about the season 3 trailer. You guys, I'm sorry about the trailer. Some of you guys may be like, why are you apologizing? It was fine, which thank you if you are saying that. I feel like it was kind of chaotic. I just don't know what I was doing, honestly. And for this being my third season, this is the first episode of season 3, you guys. I feel like I should have kind of made that more exciting. Yeah, this is the first episode of season 3. This is the first episode of 2024. So stoked, so excited. But yeah, so the trailer I feel like was so chaotic and just not what you expect a trailer to be, which I guess makes it unique because that's why you guys are here. You know, I am obviously my own person. Everything on here is totally unplanned and not at all scripted. So I guess that makes me stand out, maybe in a good or bad way. But yeah, I just feel like when I have to talk in a certain amount of time, I have to get so many words across in a short amount of time, it gets a little, not stressful, but I think more about what I say. I obviously think about what comes out of my mouth, but it's more of my word choice and making sure I hit all of the points that I want to hit for the trailer. And while it may not have been perfect, it is what it is. That is my season 3 trailer. And yeah, I just feel like I have however much time I want to talk about whatever I want to talk about in my book review episodes. So they can be long. Obviously I'm talking about this right now, but I also feel like sometimes then it just gets to where when I do the trailers, it's okay, go. You have to get all this done in under a minute and a half before you lose people's interest. And honestly, I don't think I went under a minute and a half. I think it's over that. I'm not actually sure. I haven't looked at it, but sorry about the trailer. But like I said, that's me. That's what you get when you're on this podcast or when you listen to this podcast. But yeah, okay, I think I went over everything that I wanted to go through before I get started. So yes, that's why I took the long break. It was not intentional, and honestly, I don't think I would have done it if I would have had the choice. I did not want to get sick. I did not want to be stressed with school and college and high school courses, but it is what it is. I'm here now. I'm back. I'm so excited and so thrilled to be here. So now, with all of those kind of mini announcements out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this week's podcast episode. So you guys, to start off the year, the very first book I'm going to be reviewing this year is called The School Between Winter and Fairyland by none other than Heather Fawcett. You may recognize the name Heather Fawcett. She is a super big author, and yeah, this book is amazing. So let's go ahead and jump into exactly what you guys can expect and just kind of what the book is about and what I loved about The School Between Winter and Fairyland. So first off, this book is a middle grade fantasy adventure. It is around 350 pages, and I know that sounds a bit long, or maybe that's normal for you, but since it is a fantasy, fantasies do tend to run a little bit longer. In my case, I love that. But yeah, it is around 350 pages. It's a middle grade, and let's go ahead and talk about the main characters and just kind of what happens in this book. So in this book, we are following the main character. She is 12 years old, and her name is Autumn. So Autumn is a servant at this very enchanting and magical school called Inglenook School. I hope I said that right. The one thing I don't like about fantasies, or actually it's like a love-hate. I love it, but then don't like it when I'm recording because I feel like I'm gonna make a fool of myself saying the words wrong. But I think it's called the Inglenook School. So she is a servant at the Inglenook School, and this school is a school where magicians study to become the king's future monster hunters. So first of all, just that is amazing. I feel like that's all you need to know to even want to read this book. That just sounds so intriguing and enticing to me. That's honestly why I reached out to Heather and asked her if we could collab, and she said yes, and that's super, it's so surreal to even say. Honestly, all the time when I do these episodes, I always think oh my gosh, it's insane that the author sent me their book and is willing to collab with me. It's just so crazy. I still can't get over that. A year in and I'm still shocked by it every single time. But anyway, so yeah, she is a servant at Inglenook School, and she works as a beast keeper. And a beast keeper basically tends to Inglenook's area of terrifying monsters. So any of the monsters that kind of are used at that school, her and her older brothers and her grandma, or as they say in the book, her gran, are beast keepers. So they all kind of live together. You find out why they live together and why there's no parents present and why it's just the grandma. So they work as beast keepers, and I feel like that's really all you need to know. I'll tell a little bit more, but it just says here that the main girl, Autumn, is always searching for clues about her twin brother's mysterious disappearance. So all we know at the beginning of the book is that Autumn is looking for her twin brother, and we're wondering why, we're wondering what happened to him. As the story unfolds, you get to know more of that and just kind of figure out what happened. So when Autumn makes a friend, they go on this adventure to basically find her missing twin brother, at least try to find her missing twin brother. And along with that, they also are trying to uncover the dark truth at the heart of the enchanting Inglenook School once and for all. So that's what this book is about. It follows Autumn. She's trying to go on this adventure to see what happened to her twin brother, and then also at the same time, her and her new friend are trying to figure out what Inglenook School is hiding and what is just happening there. So it's an amazing fantasy novel. It's such a great adventure, and you guys, look at the cover. If you are a Spotify user, I have the covers on the podcast episode covers. I always have the book cover and the author. So you guys, take a moment to look at the cover. It is so enchanting. It's so fantastical. I love it. When I look at it, I notice different things more and more. I notice the dragon at the top. There's another flying dragon. There's another flying dragon in the back. There's a little cat, a dog. There's the two main characters. The castle, I think, is what the school in the background. The mountains. The clouds are so beautiful. They're pink and blue. Why can't clouds look like that here? And then the kind of mist, or not mist, the whatever it's called at the bottom, it makes it look really cool. And the font of the School Between Winter and Fairyland, the title, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I just wintered. Oh my god. I just noticed that on winter, that's why I said wintered, the W, it's a dragon, and same with the D at the end of Fairyland. So you guys, you notice new things every time you look at a book more. But I was going to say that it's in a beautiful font, and it's in gold. So it's super pretty. I love the spine. It's also in gold. So cover art is amazing. Quick shout out to Sarah Gianassi. I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. She did the jacket art, and then we have the jacket lettering by David Colson, and then we have the jacket design by Catherine Lee. I hope I said all those names correctly. That was the book closing, for anyone wondering. But yeah, those are the people who made this amazing cover come to life, along with obviously Heather Fawcett, the author. But yeah, you guys, it's a beautiful cover, a beautiful story, an amazing story. The writing is also so good. Besides having an amazing storyline, as you can tell by what I've told you, the writing is just so captivating. It's so intriguing, and I love the writing style style. Like I've said this before, I think it was with Phil Hicks, which was The Haunting of Aveline Jones. I love that episode that we did together, but he has this type of writing that I want to say is lyrical. It's just what I would call like beautiful writing. It transports you feel like you're there. It's amazing world building in this book. Everything is just so amazing. All of the creatures, because it is a fantastical book, it's also one of those fantastical books that really makes you like think harder, which some people don't prefer. I have to feel in the mood to read this. Like, not gonna lie, I have to feel fantasy, especially when it's fantasy that you really have to think about all of the characters, because it's so fantastical and so like fictional that you really have to think and remember all of the characters and like what they are. Like, there's literally like a ghost dog in this book, and I loved it. And there are so many little fantastical creatures that all have their little unique names and have their own roles in the story, and I love that so much. Like I said, the character building was insane, the world building was insane, the writing was insane. Everything about this book was so good. It is such an amazing fantasy, especially for middle grade. This is probably one of my favorite middle grade fantasies. Like, I would definitely recommend this. If anyone is looking for a middle grade fantasy that you just want to go into this world and forget about the world that you're living in, The School Between Winter and Fairyland by Heather Fawcett. You guys, this is the book for you. So basically, if you're looking for a book with amazing storytelling, amazing world building, amazing character building, these amazing, I keep saying amazing, these insanely like creations, not creations, it's like these crazy made up animals and monsters and just an amazing...
See, you guys, I have a problem. I keep saying amazing. What's another word for amazing? Okay, fantastic. I'll say fantastic.
And a fantastic adventure, then this is definitely the book for you. I also recommend checking out any of Heather Fawcett's other books. I'm sure they are all just as good as this one, if not better. Unfortunately, I was not able to do an interview with Heather as I was sick and she was also super busy, but I am super excited to even be recording this episode. Thank you so much, Heather, for getting me a copy of your book. I am so thankful to even be collaborating with you and featuring your amazing book on my podcast. But yeah, you guys, I guess with that brings my first episode of the year, my first episode of season 3 to an end. Thank you so much for your support in 2023. It meant so much to me. I am so excited for this year. I think this year holds so much hope and promise and just like everything exciting and happy. And not just for me, for all of us. I just feel that it's going to be an amazing year. Even though January, the start of the year was a little rough, especially with getting COVID and all of that, I think the rest of the year is only up from here. And I think it's just going to be an amazing year. So thank you so much for supporting me on my podcast journey. I am happy to have you here. And for my Spotify users, feel free to chat with me through the Q&A section. I love doing Q&As, so if you want to chat with me through there, feel free to do that. Or if you want to leave me a voice message, you can also do that, and I can possibly feature you in one of my future episodes. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate y'all's support. And with that, book lovers, always remember, keep your head in the clouds and your heart in a book, and I will see you guys very soon for another podcast episode. Bye, friends!